Hello friends, let's run down the top 10 Fender guitars of the past 15 years. Oh, some of these clips are very stupid.
Come back to it!
Okay, I've got it. Woo!
This particular Telecaster is on special offer.
This is the 5-string one.
It's the closest I've ever seen Lee almost completely destroy a guitar. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was pretending to catch it, but then it slipped from his clutches and almost decimated itself upon the floor.
Greetings, I'm Chappers.
And I am the captain, but not the one that... recently.
Don't go there. Don't go there. That's a bad place to go.
I'm the good captain.
It's the Fender Modern Player
Plus.
Telecaster Plus in charcoal transparent.
It's a silly price, £350, or just under £350, which it's an awful lot of guitar for that kind of money.
The Modern Player Plus was really different. It had a pine body, had a slightly chunkier neck. It had the 3 pickups HSS, which you don't normally find in a T-type Telecaster guitar. It really was a little bit different, and that's what I loved about this guitar. And for like 350 quid, this was an absolute steal. And yes, it's kind of almost slightly plain looking, but I think, looking at this list, there's something that I really enjoy about basic workhorse machines.
So here's my moustache.
And here's my moustache.
I think we need bonus points for absolutely ridiculous looking moustaches in aid of Movember.
Do you know what? That specific headstock there has caused the most mixed reaction of guitar players that I've ever known of a headstock, with some people going, I absolutely love it, and other people saying it's hideous. Which camp are you in, Rob?
I'm in the hideous camp. It feels a little bit like playing a Telecaster because the neck is a little bit chunkier than a Strat. It's a C-type profile, but there's a little bit of width to it that you don't expect on a Fender.
Who's famous for using this guitar?
Is it Elvis Presley?
It is!
Wow!
The Starcaster. So at first glance, I kind of thought, nah. And then when I played it sort of jangly and clean, my ears pricked up and I really was impressed with the cleanliness of tone. It had this purity to it, really. But then, when you put it through a crunch, it just came to life and did something quite different. And you can see from that, you know, the ultimate sort of grimace that guitar players give. When you see that on a guitar player's face, you know they're having a good time. The Starcaster is unique, and really it was Fender kind of dipping their toes into the territory of Gibson.
Well, it looks like a Strat, it smells like a Strat, and it says the words Fender Squire Bullet Strat at the top of the headstock, so I guess it must be a Strat. But surely there's like a 1 or a 0 missing from this price tag.
No, Lee, it's just
possibly.
£115.
That's ridiculous. I've spent more on a pair of trousers.
I spent more on a meal.
Have you really?
Probably not.
I completely believe that, actually. You know, this is affordable and it stays in tune and it makes good notes.
If you didn't tell me how much that was worth,
and you gave it to me, would I have said £115? No way.
Yeah. I mean, I
There's no
wonder.
way. Too cheap.
This is too cheap.
It is too cheap.
I mean,
that
if
should
there
be
can be such a
at
thing.
least $299. To this day, I really can't work out whether the Squier Bullet really is or was that good, or whether it was the comparison in the video between the Gallagher and the Bullet, because the Gallagher was so expensive and so good, but law of diminishing returns, the Bullet was just brilliant. And when you compared the two, honestly, it was a little bit kind of embarrassing. I mean, I didn't want to say this almost plays as well, but it kind of did. And I think that just goes to show a Strat is one of the most simple constructions. That's the genius of Leo, was that he wanted to make something really easy to construct and build, affordable to manufacture. And in that simplicity, even at the most affordable structure of the guitar, it's still a really good product. This is one of my nice favourite new guitars of all time in the entire world.
These are Squier guitars designed with a classic vibe. Probably the most iconic Telecaster design ever, which was the butterscotch blonde telly with the black scratch plate.
It's a workhorse of a machine, isn't it, really? I mean,
Yeah.
everything about this is just simplicity. They've done a couple of little mods, like Lee was saying. The knobs here are, I think, a little bit smaller and knurled, so easy to grasp, which means that the control, the flick switch here, the three-way, is slightly further away from the volume knob, which is a really nice thing, because I've sometimes found they're a bit too close.
Yeah.
Pablo, can you tune this guitar for me?
You know, I think I lost count of the number of guitar students that came to me with the classic vibe 50s telly. What an iconic guitar that was. It kind of took over a couple of years of purchase. People's wallets just marched towards the store and got themselves a 50s classic vibe butterscotch telly. I really appreciated the brass saddles, the brilliant construction, and the feel. Those things felt incredible to play.
Greetings, I am Rob Chappers.
And I'm the captain.
You know, I think this is the only time that Lee has ever missed the beginning of a video shoot with me, or anybody for that matter. He was in America, he'd flown back the same day, he'd missed his calendar entry because of the time difference between California and Guildford. So I called him up, dude, where are you? We're ready to shoot videos. And he's like, what? Oh no. So Stick decided to be the captain.
Pickup wise, this is a PAF 36th anniversary. Now I have one of these and they're very juicy.
Seven coffees, a Red Bull, some Lucasade. Hang on a second. Obviously, the most authentic thing we've got here of Kurt's is his tribute Jaguar that Fender have done as a limited run for sort of 2011 and 2012. So check these out on the Andertons website.
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join
Talk about an authentic tone, man. With that Fender Cobain guitar and the Tiny Terror through that ridiculous looking Marshall cab, it just sounded mint. It really did sound incredible and it felt great. In fact, it looked and sounded so good, I got an email from one of the Jimi Hendrix family who said, thank you so much for the video. I've gone ahead and bought this guitar and I'd love to stay in touch. And I've been in touch with them ever since. A beautiful guitar, and it absolutely paid respect to Kurt Cobain. This video actually does contain a shock for me. Genuinely was incredibly surprised. I was at Thomann, which is if you're not from Europe, I guess you might not know, Thomann is enormous, like orders of magnitude bigger than any other store. And we were doing the top 3 guitars they've been selling that year. Today,
Yes.
we're here at Thomann in Trappendorf to discover what the most popular 3 guitars are at Thomann. Are they ready for us?
Yes.
Okay,
My eyes are still closed.
guitar number 1.
Okay, I'm holding something. Okay, are we gonna...
Are you serious?
I know what this is.
You are kidding me. Seriously? A Fender Strat? Oh, it's a Hum Sing Sing. I didn't think it would be Hum Sing Sing.
I didn't think it would be
I thought
either.
it would be Sing Sing Sing.
It's very nice. It's very matty, sort of satiny finishy.
But we're not surprised.
No.
No, I'm not surprised at all.
Well, I'm
I
surprised
am
about
surprised
that.
at the colour.
Is it this exact colour? These are the guitars you were given.
Seafoam green with a humbucker.
Is surf popular
This is
again?
challenging every single conception I have of what people think is the most important and most valuable part of a guitar. It's a great Strat. That's why it's popular. It's a great Strat. It's just really nice, Californian, full fat, Stratomacaster. It's everything you need in the guitar, isn't it, really?
Pretty much is.
The American Performer Strat. It was just kind of, like I said, everything you would want in a Fender Strat. Surprise at the colour, surprise at the HSS configuration, because I was just expecting it to be a regular kind of candy apple red, 3 single coils, you know, sort of 60s, 50s styling. But no, it was much more modern than I expected, which I think speaks volumes to the way that people's tastes have changed over the years. It was a great feeling Strat. Zafra is my beautiful custom shop postmodern journeyman Stratocaster. So there's the custom shop thing on the back of the headstock that makes you feel special because you've got a custom shop guitar. It's very slightly relict, but it's not like over the top, you know, death relic. It's just kind of nicely relict. The hardware is sort of slightly rusted. The back of the neck has been sort of either sanded away by a player at some point or is just worn away from hours of grueling playing. Zafra. I sold her and I'm gutted that I had to sell it. I ran out of cash at one point, needed to do some things to do with a car, and I hadn't set aside, and now I've learnt my lesson. I missed that guitar dearly, and it's one of the only times I have ever purchased a Strat. I was lent one for a long time by a drummer's father. He lent me a 70s candy apple red Strat, and I loved it to pieces, and so I didn't really need one because I was gigging that guitar all the time. And Zafra was the first time I went out and bought a Strat. Just, man, honestly, the postmoderns felt immaculate. They sounded beautiful. It had everything that I ever needed, and at some point I'm going to go back there and get another one.
These are some very cool new Telecaster-inspired guitars from Fender. 2 very Gretsch-looking pickups, which
Yes.
you would be forgiven in thinking that they were the Gretsch Filtertron pickups, but
they're
they're
not.
not. They're
No.
the Fender Fidelitron.
It's not a light guitar, it's a real workhorse
Yeah.
guitar. The neck is certainly a chunk in your hand, but
Almost
it's
got a little tiny V profile.
I was
going
gonna
to
say, a
back,
little
isn't
tiny
it?
bit
Little
V-like.
tiny V, especially down by the sort of nut end.
Yes, but it's a very, very easy neck to play.
That's why they're so great. It's because they're bare bones workhorse
Yes.
guitars with one knob, a simple hardtail bridge, string through body. You know. Creamy.
It's great.
It's creamy.
Amp-wise, Rob's using a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe with a Pinnacle Deluxe pedal, and for extra ganache, a Berserker overdrive.
Yeah, so I'll go from the Wampler, add in the Berserker.
I think the Cabronita was Fender's way of dipping their toes kind of into the Gretsch market and territory, but they did it beautifully. And what I loved about this guitar was it was kind of unashamedly basic. It was heavy. The neck had a slight V shape. It was chunky, and it was really creamy. I mean, all the tones were smooth. The Fender kind of Filtertron type pickups were beautiful. There was a lot of mid-range in the sound, and it played really easy, super affordable, and a great unique offering from Fender.
Thank you, Blake. You could call it Forks in honour of Dumbledore's Phoenix and to commemorate the day that you receive it. Man, it's a great guitar.
Yes, the Fender Mustang Special. I know I've spoken about this guitar before in a previous video, but really I just wanted to say thank you again to Blake, who sent this to me while I was on tour in America. It's just such a cool guitar, and I love that scoopy, hoopy feel when you put thick strings on it and tune it low. The Mustang Special really was a very special Fender guitar.
Yeah!
Okay, the last one is kind of cheating because you can't pop out and buy this Fender, but it was really special for me. I was demonstrating the Cornell Romany combo at World Guitars in Hitchin. And the Cornell amps, these beautiful hand-wired British amplifiers with ridiculous low wattages. You could stick this one down in 1/4 of a watt, which is frankly crazy, but it sounded brilliant. And Jeff went, "Oi, Rob," I'd finished demonstrating a PRS, put it down on the stand, and he threw, and I'm not kidding, he threw a 1959 Strat like that.
A friend of mine, Dennis Cornell, makes them. It's all hand point-to-point wiring, cool little Jensen speaker in it.
It was Jeff's personal Strat. He'd taken the neck off at some point and he'd sent it to PRS to scan. And I never know if this happened or not, but because unfortunately Jeff passed away. But he was gonna have a special run of 21 fret custom PRS custom 21s, I guess you'd call it, from the scan of that neck because it felt so nice. And this guitar just resonated. The whole thing was happy to be itself. And I'll never forget the experience of playing that guitar. I just received this in the mail. If you're interested in a Rob Chapman demonstration of this product, please comment in the comment section below something appropriate like IR2 demo, please, and I will do my very utmost to give you a rundown of how I think this is practical and whether or not I think it's any good. Have an amazing day. Thank you for watching the top 10 Fender guitars that I have played over the past 15 years. Please like, smash the bell, hammer the subscribe button, all in the aid of appeasing our robot overlords. AI! Chappers out.